Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play series for Farming Simulator 2019. If you saw any of my last episode for the last series, you will know that I decided to stop that one and start a new one because I've been playing an awful lot of Farming Simulator lately on my own. Oh, I say on my own time, not recording it, but I've been playing this with friends of mine. We've been doing some multiplayer servers and things like that, and it's been a whole lot of fun, and we just can't stop playing it. We've been playing for tens of hours. I think I've got 160 hours in the game in the last 3 weeks. That's a lot of time to play a video game for 3 weeks. So we've been having a ton of time, a ton of fun, I should say, and I've learned a lot more about this video game than I ever knew before. I've done a lot of new things. I've experimented with some of the animals a bit more. I've experimented with like silage, a little bit with the lumber stuff, which you will not see. I do not like the lumber stuff. I mean, to each their own. If you like it and enjoy it, it's in the game, and you can definitely probably have some fun with it. But it is not something that I enjoy, so you will not see any lumber stuff with my games probably ever. But you will see some animals. You will see some silage and things like that. So we're gonna jump into a brand new game, brand new map. This is called New Woodshire. This is what the map looks like. It's a pretty cool map. It's got a bunch of different sized plots of land. We got some decent big ones here, 35, 15, 24 up there, a few on the right side over here, and a few small ones. Anything that is dark green here is woods, so we could you could always buy that land and again chop down the woods and stuff like that, make some profit from that. The starting location where we have our first house is right here. We don't currently own this. We could buy it for $161,000, and we might eventually buy it. But as of right now, we do own the house. So we own the house. We just don't own that land that house is sitting on. So I guess you could think of it as maybe we're borrowing land, or somebody else owns the land. We may eventually be able to buy it from the person, whoever owns it at the moment. So we do own this house. Shops over here. You got all the different drop-off locations, the sawmill. There's the ranch and things like that. And we'll explore some of the map as we go, and you guys will get to experience more of that. It's a pretty cool map. I've been having a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of cool things about it. So a couple things to get out of the way. I do have every Giants DLC and every Giants free mod downloaded. So you're going to see pretty much all the Giant stuff. So if you want to draw a line somewhere, at least getting the Giant stuff would get you most of the same stuff that I have. There's a couple other DLC that I have that are not Giants, and I will go through those as we use them. But you can also assume that if it's Giants, they made it, I have it downloaded, I have it bought, whatever. So as you can see in the top left corner, you can even see right now there's an add-on kind of poking its head at us. Animal worker status not active. I have an animal worker add-on that will charge you, but it will ride some of the horses for you and some other things that the animals need for you at a price. And so I feel like that's realistic. Hiring a worker to do certain things seems realistic, so I'm going to have that on. I haven't actually tried it out yet. I just downloaded it. I have not tried it with animals or anything like that yet, so we'll find out together if it works the way it's supposed to. And like I said, there's a couple other add-ons that I have, but again, I'll try to remember to go over those as we get to them. It's not that many. It's only like a handful, but definitely have the Giants add-on. Here's the starting pad. Like I said, here's the house that we currently own, so we can jump in there and sleep at night if we choose to, which we never had in the last game. We never had a house, so it's kind of cool to start with a house. We have a couple overhangs. We have that overhang. We have lots of flat land here. We have this little garage here. We got a little barn looking thing. I think you get water from there, although I actually haven't tried. Maybe not. If not, we'll build us a water tower. Cool little windmill. There's a bigger kind of shed over there, and then there's a nice big giant overhang here for probably some harvesters and things like that. So we can use all of these things, and we will eventually, like I said, we will buy this land, but not right away because I don't feel a sense of urgency to do that. We have the house, and that's enough for now. So what are we going to be doing? We are going to start with silage. Silage is an incredible way to make money in this game, and we're going to start with silage. And as soon as we get a little bit of money from silage and pay off our loan and things like that, then we might transition to doing some animals. Now, animals aren't necessarily, the most profitable, but they're fun. And so I'm going to consider kind of animals and things of that nature kind of our end game. If we can get all the animals up and running and get everything paid for and things like that, then I'm going to feel like we've done a pretty good job with this farm. But like I said, we're going to start with silage. Silage is an amazing way to make some money, and that is the goal. I am playing the start from scratch game, so we are limited on how much money we have. We have 500,000 starting off with, but I can take a loan, and we are going to take the maximum loan right away, just so we can have the large pool of money to deal with. But if this game goes the way a recent multiplayer game went, we might have this loan paid off in a day or two, which is a lot faster than you've ever seen me pay off a loan. We'll find out if I can do it. So on that note, what are we going to do with our money? Well, first of all, if you don't like people leasing equipment, then stop watching now. We're going to lease literally every piece of equipment that we ever use at the beginning of this game. Why? Well, let's take a look here. If I come over here to a large tractor, let's just go find us a big old honking beefy tractor. This is a tractor I played with recently, and it's a pretty cool tractor. $317,000 as it stands. Apparently, I can turn on the global position system. That's an add-on I have. I haven't tried it out yet. We'll find out together if that's any good. Let's say I leave that off. $317,000, right? The initial leasing cost is $16,000, and per day it's $3,000, and per operating hour it's $6,657 dollars. So, in order to get to $317,000, let's see how much we would have to use this thing. Let's see here. Let's bring out a nice, wonderful calculator on my phone, because we're going to discuss this, because leasing is realistic. People lease in real life. I lease in real life. I mean, I'm got a mortgage on my home, which isn't quite the same as a lease, but it's basically I'm making payments on something. I actually lease my truck that I have, my pickup truck, although, again, that's slightly different as well, because it is a lease. It's called a lease, but at the end of the lease, I can actually pay a lesser price to buy the truck, because, you know, that's how it works. So leasing is not, don't be afraid of leasing. There's nothing wrong with leasing. So let's say here, $16,000 up front. And then we're going to say, let's say we use it for 10 days. 10 days. So that's $31,070. So 3,170 times 10, $31,700. Plus we add in the 16,167. And then how many hours would you use it over the course of those 10 days? Now, this is operating hours. This is my hours, not the game hours. Let's say I use it an hour every day. So 10 hours. That would be $66,570. And that gives us, if I actually remember to put the plus sign, that leaves us, we're at $114,437 in 10 days. That's a third of the price of the purchase price of this vehicle. It would take me a month if I use this thing an hour a day, which is, you know, potentially realistic. Maybe I use it more, maybe I use it less. Let's say 15 days to a month. If I put in some decent time on this tractor, in order for me to suddenly be spending more on this tractor through leasing than I would have spent through buying it. Leasing is the way to go in this game. It just is. Eventually, yes, would I love to buy all these vehicles? Yeah, I think if I bought every single vehicle that I'm using in the game and have all my animals up and stuff like that, I will consider me I beat the game, because there's no end game. That would be me beating the game, is if I can get all my equipment bought, have all my animals running, and then just know that I'm not making any other payments otherwise. That would be a really cool, that's probably going to be kind of my goal, I would say. But we're going to do a lot of leasing up front, because leasing is cost effective. It is the right thing to do. So if you don't like leasing, sorry, but it is the right thing to do in this game, at least. And sometimes in real life under circumstances. So like I said, we're going to be leasing a whole bunch of stuff. But before we get to leasing, let's find us some land to buy. Well, the first thing we're going to buy is the biogas plant. You have to have the biogas plant. You got to buy it to be able to do silage the right way. Now, you can do silage by getting bales of hay, bundling up the bales in wrappers, and then dropping them off at the barn. Problem with that is the price for silage in that case fluctuates. Currently, if you look at the barn, the second tab over, you'll see the little thing with the little walls. That's the silage. Currently sitting at a price of $312. I think it can cap out at $420 or somewhere around there, $425. So it's decently high, but it's not super high, and it will fluctuate up and down. And so we either sitting on a whole bunch of silage waiting for a good price, or we sell it at a bad price, and we're just not making that much money. But I said right now it's $312 per 1,000 liters. Each bale is 4 liters, 4,000 liters, I should say. So that's about $1,200 per bale as of right now. If I get the biogas plant, which we're going to go ahead and do, because you'll see the price pop up there. We don't actually get to see it because we don't own it, but we're going to buy it real quick. Go ahead and buy this. $227,000. That's a big chunk of money. That's a quarter almost of our current budget. Now, if we come over here, biogas plant has the silage, again, the thing with the walls on the sides, $900 per 1,000 liters. already almost triple the price per 1,000 liters. Plus, I don't have to bale it. I don't have to go to the trouble of baling it. And it doesn't fluctuate. It's always going to be $900 per 1,000 liters. As you can see, the biogas plant is the way to go. Now, there's a few other things I can drop off at the biogas plant if I wanted to for a good price. I can drop off some grass, which is the one with the little blades coming up on the triangle. That's a cool. I could drop off some hay. Actually, I might have gotten those flip-flopped, but the hay and grass are those first two triangular-shaped ones. The straw is the last one. Either one of those is already more than what I'd get at the barn. And again, that's loose. I don't have to bundle that up if I don't want to. I can also drop off manure. If we get cows, we get pigs, we're gonna get a lot of manure. $900 per 1,000 liters. It's the only place as of right now that I can sell manure. Then I can also sell the slurry, which is $720 per 1,000 liters. And we're going to get a bunch of slurry from pigs and cows and things. As you can see, the biogas plant is an incredibly good way to go. If you look at the far right here, I also do have the straw add-on thing where you can get the pellets. We might experiment with that at some point. I don't know for sure. We'll try. And that other little symbol right next to the two pellets on the far right is a kind of a grass-looking symbol. That's for this map. I have not touched that yet. I don't know what it's used for, how to use it. I don't know if we'll even bother, but I think it came with the map as far as I understand. So, silage is the way to go. That is our plan. So we got a biogas plant. So now we get some land to grow some stuff on. Well, what is the best way to get silage? Corn. Corn is the best way to get silage. We already have some corn on field 28 over here. We also have some corn on field 18. Potentially good ones. But I think a better one to go for corn right away is field 22. Why? Because it's literally right next to the biogas plant. It will be easy for us to transport the stuff. Plus, I have an in-game kind of, or not in-game, but like a advanced plan to get 21, get 26, 28, get all of this stuff up here, and maybe either turn this into one giant field or a bunch of little fields or whatever we want to do with it. But corn is going to be the way we want to go. So, currently it does have some, looks like barley sitting on it, ready to harvest. I guess we can go ahead and harvest that because we're going to need some barley eventually for some of the animals. We'll just we'll go ahead and do that, and that'll allow us to store it away and have it for later. So let's get us, although that would mean we need a harvester. And if we're doing the biogas stuff, we're not going to need a harvester. And it's really not that much crop. And the reason it's not that much crop, if I run up here, I'm actually going to go ahead and buy that though, because I do want that field. So let's go lands, click you, $170,000, buy. We are already down to $600,000 left, and this is all the loan that I can take so far. So, you know, I mean, we still got a lot of stuff to get, a lot of equipment to get this rolling. Let's run up here to this beautiful little field here and see what we've got available to us. Barley, currently only 50% fertilized, currently needs plowing, and I can almost guarantee you it doesn't have lime on it. So the yield on this crop, in fact, you can even see the potential harvest quantity is 36,000 liters. That's actually relatively low for a field this size. And so, honestly, it might not even be worth harvesting. The cost for me to rent the harvester, if I'm not going to be doing any harvesting anytime soon, is going to be more expensive than the value I get from the quantity of harvest that I can get back. So, in my opinion, we just plow this over straight up and go on our merry way. So, if we're going to plow, let's get us an awesome tractor. We're going to get us a big old giant tractor, because why not? Let's see here. We got these awesome tractors here on the end. I think what I'm going to do, just arbitrarily, because I did John Deere a lot in the last one. Nothing wrong with John Deere. I actually like that John Deere's. This John Deere with the treads is pretty cool. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Valtra here, and I'm going to change it to channel colors, or as close to channel colors as I can get, which looks like probably maybe the New Holland or the Limken. That's a little too dark. Probably the New Holland look, which does mean I could probably just go with some New Holland tractors. But, in fact, is there a good New Holland? There is actually New Holland right there. How much can I get this one? 435. I want more than 435 if I can help it. How much can I get this one up to? 400. Wow. Is there better? There's a big old giant. I don't like the ones with the bend in the middle, though, if I must be honest. This is kind of like the caterpillar type of effect. I'm not a fan, if I must be honest. But, I mean, I can get this one up to 550 horsepowers. Horsepowers, plural. I don't know. We got some colossal ones. These are from one of the DLCs. It's not channel colors, but it's probably a pretty good tractor. 445. It's not bad. I'm not going to do the big bud right now. I might be do something I have to do at some point. There's a cool black Fent. I actually don't mind the black. That's only 396. See, not getting a good horsepower rating that I would like. Maybe I have to go with a bigger tractor. Well, okay, you know what? Let's just go with the plan. Let's go with the Valtra channel color, and get no, not that. I want to change the rim color. I want it to be black rims because I think that looks cool personally. That's pretty cool looking. We're gonna go with the maximum engine, which is 400. I think it'll still be enough. We'll start with that. I'll try out the global positioning system stuff. If we don't like it, we'll turn it off. And I will definitely get us some wheel weights, I think. Let's go wide tires, wheel weights. Give us a little bit of stability. And we are leasing this bad boy. $17,000 initial cost to lease. Not bad. Got you. And then let's get us a big old honkin' plow. We can go with an actual plow, which is fine. And a lot of the plows, I mean, the biggest plow we can get here is 10.5 meters. I don't like the plows, if I must be honest. And the reason I don't like plows is because I just don't like the shape. Like this whole angled shape thing. I get that it's realistic and that's what people use, but I just personally don't like it. Thankfully, the game gives us another way to plow a field, and that is using a Cultiplow. The biggest Cultiplow is this one right here, 8 meters, it looks like. So I think we're going to pick this one up. It says 420 horsepower. I think a 400 horsepower tractor should be just fine for this. If not, we'll get a different tractor. We're going to need more than one tractor at some point anyway. So we're going to come in here. We're going to release this bad boy. It's only 20 horsepower off. That's not much. That's less. What? That's not even. That's what, 5%, I guess, difference. Should not be a problem at all. Let's go ahead and grab us. Oh, you know what? I do want to turn on the options for auto engine start because I feel like that's a convenient thing to have. Everything else should be turned off as far as like helper refills. Plant growth is currently slow. Let's turn that on normal because I feel like, you know, sake of the YouTube video, let's at least have that going a little bit. We do want periodic plowing, crop destruction, all that stuff turned on. That's fine. I probably will turn off traffic at some point. But we'll leave it on for now. It's going to be okay. Everything else looks good. Anything else I want to do here? No. Let's go for it. Let's go with our beautiful blue track. Oh, look at that. There's that GPS tracking already enabled. Ha! Again, I might not like that. I might turn that off at some point, but we're going to try it out. I also have Courseplay downloaded. I don't have it turned on right now, so it's not in the game. Because I haven't really had a chance to play with it and see if I like it or how it works or anything like that. I may or may not use that. We'll find out. Well, let's get this tractor wreck over here. We'll experiment with this GPS tracking thing. I mean, GPS tracking in a farming tractor is not unrealistic. I mean, they do have GPS tracking as far as I understand in actual farming tractors. It's not something that my grandfather ever had because, you know, obviously he probably retired from tractoring, you know, from farming 20 years ago. Maybe not that long, but, you know, a decent amount of time ago before, you know, GPS, all these computerized farm equipment was as mainstream as it is today. But I definitely know it is something I've heard that is out there. So we'll see. All right, let's jump up here. Right on somebody else's field because we can. And we'll get over here to our field and we're just going to plow this under. And then while this is plowed, we're probably going to get us a second tractor, like I said, right away. Oh no, I'm destroying my crop. What am I doing? Just kidding. Obviously, that's the plan. We're going to hire a worker here, get this guy going, while we get ready for part number 2, which is planting us some corn. Although we're going to need some lime first, so we'll probably get that going here in just a second. See, I don't even see the... Oh, there's the driving direction. Oh. How does that work? I don't see how that works. Well, we're just going to hire the worker. If he uses the GPS thing, more power to him. I doubt he will be. And there goes our poor crop. Bye, crop. Bye. I could have harvested you and sold you for less than I spent on the harvester. Really not worth it. Technically, I could have harvested you for some chaff for our silage over there. Oh, which does remind me. Let's get out of the tractor and let's run over here. We're going to need to place us a bunker, effectively. A bunker silo is what it is called. So we'll run over here and we'll get one of them placed down right away. All right. Bunker silo is in here because that's something we cannot lease. We have to buy that. That's not what I wanted. I want to do this. Silos. We're going to go with a big old giant large double bunker silo because we're going to need it. We're going to need at least 2. 1 for this first batch of crop and then 1 probably for any crop after that. We're just going to get you lined up right over here, kind of up against the road probably. A little bit of space over there on the left side to if we need to move a trailer over there. But other than that, this looks pretty good. Cool. Big old bunker silo. Check. Next, like I said, we are going to need probably some lime. Let's check. Cultivated. Oh, it just says fertilized. It does not say anything about needing a lime. Oh, that's convenient. We will need lime eventually, but we can get away without it for right now. Let's get us another large tractor. Do I just go with the New Holland? I mean, this one can get a front attachment type of thing, but it doesn't have the little, I don't know, the yellow circle thing that I don't know if I ever even needed that for anything, to be honest. So we may avoid that. You know what tractor I think I'm going to get? I think I'm going to get me a little tiny treaded tractor. I'm going to go with the one I mentioned before. Probably this one. 384. It's still pretty low overall. Actually, I like this Kloss a lot. This is kind of cool. This can go up to 445. It's like treads and steering, so it is really good for a lot of things. You know what? Let's go with this Kloss. It's not channel colors, but it's a cool tractor. It's one of the DLC. I paid for it. Might as well use it. So let's try this. I mean, I guess I'll keep adding the GPS because if I decide I like it and not all my tractors have it, then I'll be kind of annoyed by that. But we'll go ahead and lease this big bad boy, 445. And let's get us a seeder, or not a seeder, a planter, because we're doing corn. Corn uses planters. The seeders are going to be coming from, or for the other types of crops. So what's the biggest, baddest seeder we can get? Look like 18 meters here. Only needs 270 horsepower. And it also does fertilization and seeding at the same time, or planting at the same time, which is awesome. This one's 18.2, so 2 meters wider. 0.2 meters wider, I should say, but it only does the planting. It does not do the fertilizing. I think the biggest one we can get that does both is this horse back here, and that is going to be perfect. 270 horsepower, we can handle that with no problem whatsoever. We're going to grab that bad boy, and let's go find us our tractor. Tractor number 2. $461,000. Oh, getting low. Getting low. Now, we are going to need some seed and fertilizer and stuff. Unfortunately, we don't own that much land to plop one of the little seed things down, which is what I would prefer to use. So, we're probably going to put a temporary one down inside where the silage is, or silage goes. And then we'll add, we'll do something better for that later. We'll probably move it to our actual, where our house is, once we can buy that land. But I'm not going to buy it yet because I'm a little worried. Not worried, but like, we're a little bit low on money. We still have a few more things to pick up. So, let's come up here. And we will go to the biogas plant over here on the right-hand side. And we'll plop this down a seeder and a fertilizer for now, just to get things rolling. $39,000, whatever that is. I love that it weighs us as we go across. All right, let's get us a seed. We can actually do this multi-filling station, which is an add-on that I have. That's just one of the add-ons I do have. The reason I like this one versus just the individual seed spots, these things, is because, well, for one, you can do everything. And then also, that everything includes lime, which is something that I feel like they're lacking. The fact that I have to go get lime from across the map, you know, every time is annoying to me when I have all these other ones available. So we'll go ahead and do this. Pick up this multi-filling station. Sure, we'll do the black one because why not? Let's just stick it over here in the corner. Too bad to get to. I want to make sure it is stuck out a little bit. Like I said, this is just a temporary stopgap until later when we can get our own land, and that'll allow us to fill up. Still have to pay for the seed and all this stuff. In fact, we have to pay more for the seed from here than we would if we bought it from the store. But I think the cost versus time savings is acceptable. Start filling. We'll go with the fertilizer first. The one thing I don't like about this planter is that it takes like a lot more fertilizer than it does seed. It takes 7,000 fertilizer, 2,000 seed. And at least for corn, you go through that and you still have like 80% fertilizer left. They need to flip-flop those two containers or something. All right. Probably a little too early for us to be able to do this because our worker is still doing the plowing. But he's close. We'll be able to do a pass here in just a moment. In fact, we can do one pass now, but we'll let him get a little bit more of a head start while we figure out what else we might need. Now, the cool thing about corn, or any, I guess presumably any crop, but I know this for corn, so let's take that as a fact, even though I don't know for sure about any of the other crops, but I suspect it would be the same. You don't have to wait until it's ready to harvest before you harvest it for silage. You can wait until it's in its third stage where it's at its maximum growth. It's still green, but then you can harvest it, which does save you a whole lot of time because, you know, I forget exactly how many hours each cycle takes. You know, was it 4, 6, 8, whatever number of hours it is, but it saves you that much time having to wait for that last cycle. You only have to wait for the last cycle of growth, not the first cycle of harvesting. So that is an important thing to remember. You get the same amount of silage effectively either way. So we'll be doing that here shortly. Next time, we'll give that guy a little bit of a chance to kind of get a little bit of a head start on us, and we'll come up here in just a second. Anything else we want to do right now? It's tempting to go ahead and buy 21 and just plowing that over so that I can have just one big giant long field right now. Could be something we do. Do we have enough money for that? If we were to do that, I did not mean to hit a helper. Sorry, helper. Got you confused. I mean, the plow itself is only be like 8,000 bucks if I remember right. So it's really, how much is land? That's what I'm looking for. Yes. Land is $88,000. I think this is acceptable. Sure, why not? We need something to do anyway. So we're a little bit low on money, but I think the extra crop that we're going to get from this is going to be worth the investment. So let's drop this off here. We are going to use it here shortly. And let's go back and get our plow, which I will buy right now. We're going to buy us. This has to be a plow, though, because we are creating new fields. Thankfully, there is an add-on I have. I don't remember where I got this add-on from. Maybe it's, I honestly don't remember. I just showed up one day and I forgot that I added it. But it's only 8,000 bucks. It's not super big, but it does allow you to create fields. And the cool thing about it is it's flat. I hate the angled ones when I'm trying to create fields. I mean, there's ways around it, but to me, it's annoying. I love the fact that this one's flat. Oh, we can maybe make it our New Holland colors. Why not? Anything we can, we will. All right, we're going to lease this bad boy, only $418. Now let's go pick this up. Actually, another option we can do, and I will show you this now because why not? Again, at least for the YouTube channel, it'll help save us quite a bit of money, is we can come over here, select this bad boy. On this particular map, the reset point is our farm down here. So there you go. We just reset that to our farm. So we'll come over here and pick this bad boy up from our own farm. $347,000. Getting low, but we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be fine. In fact, we might actually be able to buy that land over there still and still be okay. But I'd like to get our first crop in first and then know for sure that we're okay before I risk it. Another thing we're going to rent here in just a second, you will see. In fact, I will go ahead and get it now because we'll need to get these trees chopped down before we do anything else. There is a tool I have. This is a external add-on. This is not a Giants add-on. Arguably, you could say that I'm cheating. Oh, look, there's a cool new slurry. This is new. I don't play with this one on my multiplayer game because my buddies don't have the Homer and all the other stuff add-ons, which I think this one's free, so I don't know why they don't have this one. But that's cool. That's a different one. The thing I'm looking for is, I think it's in forestry. Yes, this Lizard Trek 600. You could arguably say it's cheating. I don't know if you need the forestry thing or not. Hey, it looks cooler. Why not? You could arguably say it's cheating, but we are going to... Why can I not tab up to the colors? Now I can change the color. It's not letting me change the color this time. I know you can. It doesn't matter. We're not going to keep it very long. This thing just deletes trees. You don't get any money for them, but it makes getting rid of trees 10 times easier. So we're going to go ahead and grab this bad boy. I know you can change the colors of that because I have. I like the one I made in my multiplayer game was an obnoxious like bright purple color because I'm like I want it to be like obnoxious and silly because it's a machine that I'm not going to use very often. But this bad boy, as you can see, has a massive, you know, cutting thing on the front, and what it will allow us to do for no money, but it will allow us to come over here and chop this bad boy down. If it works. Oh, do I not own this yet? Did I actually not buy it yet? I probably didn't buy it. Oh, no, I did. Why is it not working? Oh, there it goes. So there you go. Chops that down, and then you can just go over the stump itself. It'll chop the stump down. I mean, obviously, I could do a lot of this manually. Actually haul the trees off and all that stuff. But if nothing else, this is a time saver. Now, what I will say is this thing chews up the frame rate quite a bit. So you're probably going to see the frame rate dip here and there. It makes sense, I guess. This thing's actually deleting assets from the map, so in a pretty aggressive manner. So I'll accept a little bit of frame loss while this thing chops these things down. But it's going to help us clear this thing out a lot quicker, save us a little bit of time. I mean, I could have sat here and chopped these down myself for the video, but then I would have had an entire video of just me chopping down these trees, which to me is a little bit boring. So I'm going to use this thing while I have it. I mean, the fact that I'm not getting money for it makes me feel a little bit less guilty about using it. And it's a time saver, which I think is fine. You don't have to use it if you don't want it, but I think it's a pretty cool little machine. I guess there was only about 7 trees here after all. Because I'm getting some frame rate stutter. We're almost done, game. We're almost done. Stay alive. Don't die. It's going to be okay. Unlikely to be any trees I'm going to have to take care of after this for a while. So as soon as I get rid of this, I will sell this thing back, or return it, I should say. Paid $9,000 for this thing to clear out 7 trees. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could have paid somebody $9,000 to clear out 7 trees for me. So just pretend like I didn't do it. I just hired some dude to come out and do it. Think nothing of it. Alright, I think I got rid of everything. Just to be sure. I tend to like to do this when I do the tree planting. It's going to cost us a little tiny bit of money, but it's not that bad. I'll come in here to the landscaping real quick. Start the landscaping. Come up here. Just to make sure I got all the tree stumps properly. Sometimes they can be a little bit hard to see in that brush. I want to go with the square thing. And we'll just, I don't know, we'll pick a nice bright color. Go with some sand. Just paint over this real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Alright, we're good. We're about to plow over that anyway, so that is fine. Let's jump out of you, go to our garage, and return you right away. Because I don't need you no more. You've done your job. Thank you, good sir. I appreciate it. Alright, let's go to this guy. And let's get ready to plow this stuff together. Oh no, it's my crop. I'm destroying it. Actually, probably something else I will do is probably smooth that out real quick. Just to make it nice and flat for us. There's my blue plow that clashes with my green tractor. That's alright. Alright. I'm going to stop some traffic here. Sorry, traffic. We are going to go back to the landscaping. And we're going to go to, I guess this is fine, actually. Go as big as we can get, because why not? And then we are going to go back to sculpting. Let's raise our brush strength you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you see our brush strength going up. We'll go all the way up to 3x. Do not use 3x for like raising and lowering and stuff like that. You will be very sorry. It's bad. Because it'll just pop us a big old giant mountain here in the middle here. If you're going to do raising and lowering or any of that kind of stuff, lower your brush strength pretty far down because you can always just do it more times. But for smoothing, the higher brush strength is great. It just makes the smoothing go a lot quicker. We are losing money for this, costing us money, but we're going to be very happy to have these bumps and bits and bobs smoothed out quite a bit. Now we're also eating into our other field, but we're going to replow that here in just a second. All is going to be okay. So there you go. Pretty smoothed out, I think. Doesn't look like we're smoothing anything else out, so we'll check that. Looks pretty nice and flat. Good, I like it. So let's come over here and let's get us our borders of our new field figured out. I always like to paint in the borders and then I can fill in the insides afterwards. Okay. We're going to allow create fields. We're going to lower the plow. We may go a little bit of an overlap, but that's not going to be a problem. And a cool thing, if you want to know how to making sure you're making a straight line, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, right down there on the mini map, you'll see our coordinates 783 or 738 and 1309 currently. But just to the left of that, it says 90.1 degrees, which means we're going almost exactly due east at the moment. So that is a good way to make sure you are lined up properly. I'm going to go just almost to the edge, and then I'm going to lift this thing up. I'm going to start over here at this other corner of the field and bring it down, and we'll make a nice little box here. Now this definitely will need limed. Brand new field always needs limed, so we'll have to get this lime thing anyway. Back up a little bit just because we're going to have to fill in that other gap over there. Something like that. I'd rather be overlapping a little bit on the grass too much because I can always paint that back in with landscaping. Alright, let's try that. Lower plow. We're going almost directly due south. 179, 180 degrees. Looking pretty good. And we veered off just slightly, but it's not enough to matter. Down to the corner. Probably want to connect this just a smidge here. Played a little too safe, but that's alright. There we go. Alright, let's come over here and paint in our other sides of this square. Is our worker done? He is not done, so he's still doing his cultivating. We'll have him cultivate this field over here as well, or plow, I should say. This field over here in just a moment. This one I don't have to be quite as straight because I'm going to be filling in the color, the blocks here in just a moment. About to be done with this episode. First episode, I'm going to make it about 40 minutes long. Just give us a pretty good chance to get a bit of an intro in here. But I'm not going to make you guys watch me do all of this. Just assume that I'm plowing all this stuff in and filling in the gaps. And when I come back here in just a minute, you guys will see our two fields turned into one. And hopefully by then we have started planting some corn. Let's do a little bit more here, and then we'll put a cut in the video. I may cut this back again at some point, to be honest, because I do know that the workers, from experience, I know the workers have a little bit of trouble when they come near this road over here. So we might actually give us a bigger border of grass next to the road, just so the workers don't have too much trouble. But we'll do that later. I want to try and maximize my field space for right now because I don't have as much. But once you start buying some other fields and we have a lot more total, acreage, then I don't feel as bad about filling in some of the gaps. Or I should say, expanding the borders, what I meant to say. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and put a cut in there. Like I said, we've gotten a lot of our equipment that we're going to need. We still need a little bit of stuff for the silage, which we will get next time. We still obviously need to plant our corn, which we have the planter ready for that. And then we need to wait. Honestly, it's a little bit of the waiting game to wait for the crop to come in. So I will finish this up between episodes. And when you guys come back, I will have all the stuff plowed in, ready to roll. And you guys will see our now one field. We're ready to receive a whole bunch of corn. So I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you. And if you'd like this video, please put a like on the video at the below, because the first episode of the series always benefits from extra likes. Really makes it easier for other people to find the videos and things like that. And especially it tells me that you like these kinds of videos. But yeah, please like the video if you like it. Obviously subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. If you have any suggestions, thoughts, questions, like I said, I've learned a lot more about Farming Simulator lately than I knew as of 3 weeks ago. As silly as that sounds. But I might be able to answer some of your questions if you have them, or suggestions or thoughts or anything like that. But yeah, I will definitely see you guys next time. I do appreciate it. Thank you and goodbye.